What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to Atlas Theory. We have, as I stated before, entered into a period of redoing and revamping the guild interviews. So today I have on a very, very special guest coming off of Copa. This is Luna with Coexist. How are you doing today, my friend?
Hey, Atlas, I'm good. How about yourself? Thanks for
Yeah,
having me today.
of course. No, it's a pleasure. I'm doing well. So let's just dive into, I guess, like a little brief intro. If you could tell us maybe a little bit about yourself and then maybe like a basic overview of Coexist.
All right, yeah. Um, this is Lumina. My origin name is Evren. I am a computer engineering professor in the United States.
Mm.
Um, I'm interested in gaming. Actually, not a lot of people know this, but when I did my dissertation, it was about World of Warcraft.
Oh,
So
nice.
but as a computer engineer, obviously, I teach engineering related courses, networking, hardware, and in the last few years, I was really into teaching blockchain courses too. And I've been in crypto for 6, 7 years by now.
Mm.
Um, Married, have a 2-year-old kid,
Hey.
um, and with the coexist, we actually I'm not the original founder of Coexist. The original founder
Mm.
of Coexist was a woman named Enurella. The guild was founded back in 2007,
Oh, okay.
and we have been playing so many different types of MMORPGs throughout the years, mainly World of Warcraft, WildStar, Star Wars: Old Republic, um, Guild Wars 2. I mean, if there's a AAA game out there, you name it, we probably played it. Final Fantasy 14. And we are really active, like one of the biggest active MMORPG guilds in Turkey. We
Mm.
have a lot of global server-based accomplishments too. We always played for that end game goal to be, if we can, to be the best in the servers.
Mm.
But in the late 2019, before the COVID started, unfortunately, our guild leader passed away.
Mm.
Rest in peace. She passed away. And then around that time, we were playing some games, but we weren't really playing any blockchain games.
Okay.
So last year, right around this time, maybe a month before, like last year, May-ish, we found about me and my brother, we found about Star Atlas, and back in March, in February. But then we decided, hey, why not we play this game as a guild? And none
Right.
of the Coexist members, I mean, we were all just playing regular games. And then, so last year during the summer, Coexist became sort of a gaming guild, but also a blockchain gaming and crypto guild.
Mm.
Um, so that's how it started, to be honest. So majority, I mean, and here's the thing, majority of our players actually just joined us last summer, well, in the last year, because we had a
Okay.
core team with close to 40, 50 people,
Mm.
and only 20, 30 of them were into blockchain gaming. And as with the gamers, it's kind of hard to grasp the idea of, oh yeah, NFTs. Nah, I don't want to touch that.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is when we want to change that mentality. And I'm still trying to convince some of the old Coexist members to, hey, come back, we're playing Star Atlas. They're like, no, I'm good with World of Warcraft, thanks. So our
Right.
guilds are like, Coexist still exists in other games, but
Mm.
as the bigger portion right now, which is into Star Atlas. So
That's awesome. This is exciting for me to hear about this because I do not think I have interviewed a guild that existed before Star Atlas.
oh,
So
okay.
it's really cool to hear your evolution, and then, yeah, finding the blockchain gaming and going into Star Atlas. So is there something, I guess, we'll just dive into like more the Star Atlas aspect from here. Are you guys and maybe you take inspiration from the the time before. Are you focusing in on anything in particular in the Star Atlas metaverse, or are you a guild that kind of covers the entirety of occupations in the game?
Well, I gotta say yes. I gotta say I have to say yes for both because,
Okay.
as like I mentioned, we from the roots we are a gamer. However, with the Star Atlas, I mean it's an investment, and we have
Hmm.
investors too who are not planning to play the game at all. They're just going to supply ships, and we're going to have a scholarship model, and we're going to go with that. So right now we have sort of like it's like almost like a cake. Half of the cake is just gamers, and the other half is crypto investors. And but our goal is, like, at least my goal is to sort of switch, flip that switch of the people who have that mentality of, no, I'm just an investor. No, I mean, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect in the game. We can train you. We can help you. Let's come and play and have some fun. And because I really think that this should be the main goal of majority of the guilds, because if we want this space to be alive, gamers they have to be the first. If you don't do it, the gamers first, then yes, Star Atlas is a great project. I mean, it's a really big project. But when we look at the blockchain gaming around us, I can easily say that 95% of the games that are out there, people are probably gonna not even remember their names in a year or two.
Yeah.
I mean, especially it's the pixelated and whatnot. Yes, everybody has different opinions about art style and art direction. It's all right, but I don't want to just stare at the screen and just wait for that thing to make the money for me. It's not fun. And if it's not fun, you can't really bring more people into the space. It has to be fun. And that's one of the reasons why when I did my dissertation, my goal was education. At some point it was fun, but now it's not. So for the past maybe a decade it wasn't fun. So if we can somehow bring gaming into education and make education fun again, then students can be more engaged, immersed, and they'll find a reason to do things a little bit, even if they are harder. You can create that sort of a bragging situation between the students. And that was one of my intentions. So I'm trying to use the same analogy and kind of build it around the guild, where yes, we are investors, but we are gamers first. So that's the guild. That's the goal of Coexist Guild. It has been that for the past 15 years.
I love that. No, that's great. And I think that goes like right into like my next question, which is what is like your target gamer that you want to recruit to the guild? Is it the people who have experience in the investing, or is it educators, or like where do you want to go with as bringing people on?
Well, for that, I think we have to. I have to make something clear, because when we created our vision, we thought that we should be able to transform this game to an infrastructure that will somehow provide income for all the coexists who are having a duty and some sort of community discipline, ensuring permanent superiority by making a difference with the competent personal base to be formed and having a voice in the universe. That was our vision. So and because we are gamers first, but we also understand that there's an investing part of it, which is probably the biggest part of it. But so we wanted to create this ecosystem where we can still play, we can fun, but while we are investing our time and effort, we'll just also make some greens on the side, right? That's the idea of everyone. But that's why we're always focusing on gamers first. However, like I said, we have investors coming in too. But I'm more focusing on the gamer aspect of it. And even like we have like so we met people, a lot of like some, especially from the Turkish community. We had people where they were just gamers, but they didn't even know how to create a MetaMask wallet. They'd never done there in their life at all. So, but those people who didn't even know how to create a digital wallet back in September, now same people are creating their NFT projects because of the things that we done at Coexist. So, I mean, and I always say the same thing, even the very first day when we sort of converted this guild to a blockchain gaming guild, Star Atlas will love it. And we are also in different projects too. But the most benefit that people are going to get is not, I mean, I always say it's not just because of Star Atlas. The most beneficial thing will be because they are part of the Coexist family. And that's definitely that in the past year, we have been seeing it. Like I said, like we had helped so many which had no idea about crypto and blockchain. We had sessions where we talk about layer 0, layer 1, layer 2s, like educating people on blockchain, not just, okay, there's Ethereum, let me buy some Ethereum and then sell next day. No, I mean, we want you to know what are you investing in. So, and that's one of the reasons why we are trying to recruit more people who are into gaming. So that's, I guess, our focus. But we are really competitive, like I said, because of our history. Even if you are not a gamer, you can be a gamer, and games are fun. And if you are in right hands and if with right guidance, you can be part of this great universe.
No, and I love that. And you mentioned the projects that you guys are working on, and I don't have it on the list of questions I sent you, but could we go into some or one of the projects that you guys have built? Because I think anybody who already knows the Coexist name knows these clips that we've seen on Twitter, knows some of the projects that you have going on that we saw in Copa. Super crazy stuff. So can we dive into that for like a moment?
Absolutely, yeah. Yes, we created so many different projects, ranging from creating a ship card information where you get to see what you earn daily from each ship. We had different giveaways, and we're a strong believer in women empowerment. Actually, we do have a specific department just for that. And we created like gears, Star Atlas Coexist, caps and hoodies and whatnot, and none of them were profit. All of them were non-profit projects. But I can tell you where you're gonna go from here. Obviously, the biggest thing was the Unreal Engine 4 game, and then ultimately switched to an Unreal Engine 5 game that we created for the Star Atlas community. The idea was because we are a Turkish guild, and we love Star Atlas. And however, Star Atlas have two great papers, the economics paper and the white paper. But no matter what the case, language barrier is language barrier. It is hard for non-native speakers, even if they know English. I mean, and that's one of the reasons why I say, hey, you know what? I strongly believe education should be fun. If you're going to educate these people, let them have fun while they are being educated. So we said, let's make a game that will act like a tutorial to Star Atlas in Turkish. And the game will go through, there'll be NPCs, they can interact, you can interact with NPCs, you can learn about the tokenomics, the economy, the white paper, the lore and everything, even like to the very basics, like how to create a phantom wallet, how to create a Sole wallet, how to purchase ships and whatnot, all in Turkish. So that was the main idea. But then obviously when we released it to the public on Twitter and other platforms, we had a great support from the entire Star Atlas community. And then the very first thing was, why don't you guys do it in an English version so we can play it too? So I think it was Egonoct that we approached in bulk, and he was kind enough to translate we send him the English versions of the text, and we put the English text, and then he actually did the voiceovers.
Cool.
And then it just became like a, even a bigger project. And then, the Dragon Corp jumped in. They say, hey, we can help you with the Spanish. And then there's a Japanese guild say, we can help with the Japanese, and then the Russians and the French. So I said, well, it's no longer a Coexist community game. It's a Star Atlas community game. So we say, well, if that's support that we're going to get, we should definitely, pump up our game. And now I'm not going to give it any sort of a specific date, but and not a lot of people heard it. And this is probably just the first time, man, and the viewers are going to hear it from your stream too. We are projecting to have a multiplayer integration to the game by the beginning of fall. So by fall, the Star Atlas community, hopefully, fingers crossed, will be able to experience this in a multiplayer convention. And after that, the first iteration will be having an FPS game within the game, so we can have sort of guilds can play against each other, like a Counter-Strike type thing. And then hopefully, because if you paid attention to the last portion of the video, we also integrated a ship flying. So, and I don't know when this is going to happen, but we're also planning to integrate a spaceship racing module into this game, along with the FPS game. There's another initiative called Supernova Racing. So I forgot to approach the guy, but we talked multiple times with Cryptosonic, but because of the COPA and all the things going on, I just didn't have time. But I will also propose them once it's done. Maybe we can even use this game as a racing platform to Star Atlas community.
Oh, that's so super cool. I'm a little involved in the Supernova Racing. We have a team, so that's exciting news as well. But I guess going off that, it's been inspiring to me, and I can only imagine, others watching what you guys are doing with this game. What advice, I guess, would you give to somebody seeing all these cool projects that the Star Atlas guilds are building, that wants to maybe jump in and try a project or start a guild of their own?
Well, obviously, the guilds doesn't have to be really big. I mean, for Star Atlas, you might think yes, but I think the first thing should be the passion. Like, if you enjoy the project, if you really like the project, and if you have a passion for it, my advice would be, even a few words on a tweet or just a discussion on a Star Atlas, that's a start. You start from building small things and then just get there, and you just keep creating content over and over again. Having said that, none of us are, getting paid. We are doing it because we are passionate about it. We are passionate about the game. We are passionate about the community. We want this game to be successful. So there's some responsibility to the community. Obviously, the Star Atlas team, they are responsible to delivering a great product for sure. But we also have some sort of a responsibility to make it better. As for the guilds or the people who wants to create guilds, you should definitely keep in mind that you should have some portion of love for games. If you don't, investment is investment, and that's a really big different world. And yeah, you get to remember too, crypto is like it's in its baby stages. We're talking about a market that's now 1 trillion and went up to 2.5 trillion at most. You're comparing it to a NASDAQ or Dow Jones, which is like 40, 45, 50 trillion dollar markets. So crypto is at its baby phase. It's not even like it's a baby at a year old or a 2-year-old. Didn't even start a primary school, even kindergarten. So it's a really brand new space, even though we have been involved with it for a long time, but that doesn't apply to the vast majority out there. So, I think it should be gamers first, and you just keep creating content. And it doesn't matter if it's big or small, getting in touch. I also found it the hard way that I created my Twitter account 14 months ago, even though, because I always use Facebook and I just never liked Twitter. But when you're in this space, you're also learning too. Like we learned so much just because of Star Atlas, like with the Serum decks. I never knew how to settle like settling funds, and like literally Star Atlas actually taught us something that
Yeah.
a different type of exchange experience, so to speak. So learning never ends, and you just keep building and creating content. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's big or small. That was my first advice, and definitely think about the gamers, the community. Try to give back to community. That's one of the things that we do all the time, and to be really intact and feel like a family. Because one of the biggest reasons why Coexist existed for the past 15 years is we had that sort of, we somehow created that sort of bond between each other, at least with the core members. And now we are creating that bond with this new influx that we got too. That's why we have these merch, the caps, and creating that, a sense of belonging to the guild, that they know they are part of something that is really big. And it might sound like a really cliche, but the people who play MMORPG games, they are playing it, yes, for fun, but there's the old saying in World of Warcraft: in this life, you might be banker or an officer or a guy that works at the factory, but in Azeroth, you are, Atlas Theory. You are the defender of Horde or Alliance. So there's this sort of a bigger than life thing that, even though it's might be imaginary, but we don't even know what type of future we are going into. If you think about all the things that Michael Wagner was talking about, the idea of, the Ready Player One type of approach with the VRs, and it's there, and it's coming there, and it's really important to grab this technology from somewhere and hold on to it and just evolve while it's evolving with you.
No, and that's like where we kind of theory craft with conversations I've had with Archetype and Moonman, and what we're doing at Amarna is like taking that concept that you just mentioned of like, you don't know who you're going to become, and like running with it, and like all the places you can go in this coming age is insane. So I love that.
Maybe.
So those of you watching that want to jump in to this space, who want to maybe make a name for yourself or build something, how do they find Coexist? How do they become part of your ecosystem?
Absolutely. We have a Twitter space, Guild Coexist. We also have a website called coexist.zone. We also have a Twitch account, which goes under my name, my Lumina. And then we have now creating a new YouTube channel for Coexist. Obviously, our Discord. We have been approached, like I said, by so many global communities, so to speak. So we also created multiple English channels on our Discord too. Yes, we are a Turkish guild, but Turkish-speaking guild, but that doesn't mean that we won't have any non-native Turkish speakers, obviously, because we have so many people who are speaking in Turkish. They can find us from Discord. We are very active on Star Atlas Discord, and especially if there's a Twitter Spaces, I'm usually there. If they want to reach out, they can easily find us. I don't think that'd be an issue.
Awesome, guys. Well, I'll make sure to get some of those links down in the description. And
Absolutely,
it's always fun seeing you on the Twitter Spaces as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, but thank you for coming on, talking about Coexist. And is there anything you'd like to say before we wrap this up?
Yes, I would like to say a few things for the Turkish-speaking community, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, of course.
Arkadaşlar, birinci günden beri bütün Türklerin hep bir çatı altında beraberce bu projeye yatırım yapıp hep birlikte oynamasını istiyorduk. Birinci gün ne dediysek bugün de aynı yerdeyiz. Bu zamana kadar yaptıklarımız da ortada. Çok güzel bir komünite haline geldik. Tüm Türkler olarak inşallah bir çatının altında buluşmak istiyoruz. Bize katılmak istiyorsanız sosyal medya hesaplarımız, Discord vesaire hepsine ulaşabilirsiniz. Birinci günden beri inşa ediyoruz. Bugün de inşa ediyoruz. Yarın da inşa etmeye devam edeceğiz. Kafamızdakilerin hepsini inşallah hep beraber Star Atlas Metaverse'ine ve daha sonra gireceğimiz projelere aktaracağız. Bekliyoruz, kapılarımız açık. Thanks a lot, Aaron. Really appreciate it.
Of course. No, thank you so much for coming on. And guys, like I said, links are down in the description. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe for more Star Atlas videos, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace, guys.